I'm standing on business right out the gate, dog. Mach-Hommy is the best rapper on the planet. And I know it's a lot of great rappers out there. You probably got one in mind right now. But hey, maybe they second best. Just straight up, Mach does stuff with this pen that no other rapper can do. As far as rhyme schemes and manipulating syllables, nobody's touching them. I mean, there's a couple rappers who come close. A couple of them is on this project, actually. But I think Mach definitely holds that belt. Mach's also a genius when it comes to wording, and when he decides to get in that storytelling bag or that punchline bag, he really can excel there too. It's feel like a milestone release for Mach. He has been active since dropping Pray for Haiti in 2021, but those have been either EPs or joint projects, so this is his first full-length solo project since that drop. So I got very high hopes for this joint. Not sure why they decided to go with this album cover. I think they could have probably picked something better. This thumbnail gonna look like me without a bandana sitting beside me with a bandana, but that's neither here nor there. Pretty sure this is gonna be an album of the year contender. Let's get to it. Bro, that's a fact. No, I'm just playing. I have no idea what he's saying. Hey, I know a lot of us got a person like this, so quick shout out to that one Haitian friend we got who has been force-fed Mach-Hommy lyrics for years and had to translate them involuntarily. They might have to work overtime on this one. Look, no idea what they said, but I think it was an excellent tone setter. With this album releasing the day before Haitian Flag Day and with everything that's going on in that country right now, this feels like a statement to have the whole song in Haitian Creole. The beat felt minimal and grand at the same time. It's soft and understated, but I love those super watery piano chords. Then you had that smooth guitar behind it. There's some horn scraping. Those three instruments together was the same soundscape that he used on The Gap, which I think is his best album at this point. Let's get into Antonomasia.
What? Prefer sober case slime. I show you mine, you gonna be all the way blind.
Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
I'ma stay calm, erupting like Yellowstone. I'm a showboater, I got a great mind. Wave palms, then burn them, touch your forehead and pray fire. Break ties, who wanna praise God, no longer shade.
Exhibit A, dog. I'm telling you, dog, he do stuff other rappers can't do. Just the lyrical acrobatics right here, what he's doing with the rhyme scheme. A Doom Pasta in heaven got his wings with them lines, dog. He built out a super complex rhyme scheme that's based off of a 4-syllable rhyme scheme, the Bolognese wine rhyme scheme. But then in that rhyme scheme, he takes the O sound, the Bolognese, the O sound, and he used that as alliteration for the first half of that short little 6-bar verse, whatever that was. And then in the last half of that short little snippet, he took the last 2 syllables that. So the K-Slime, Nays wine, that little part of the rhyme scheme, he turned that into a back-to-back 2-syllable rhyme scheme. You know it's special because it took longer for me to explain it than he did to rap it.
Slide you like a crossfader. Darth Vader smoking big Skywalker with a stargazer.
That's fire. Slide on you like a crossfader, little DJ thing. Come on, man.
Ain't no cereal on the ghost gun, smoke some, dump, jumped in a Rolls truck. It was a close one on the hunt for this breast, no wonder.
These two going back to back on the same song. That Miami Heat, Braun and Wade energy right there. Rock matching the lyrical acrobatics. He had a ghost gun 2-syllable rhyme scheme, and then he used a unalliteration in between it, like hunt one, that sound right there. Then he had a real subtle ghost flip. He said shot him with a ghost gun or something like that, and then jumped in a Rolls Royce, which was a reference to the Rolls Royce Ghost.
That's
fire, dog. That's so fire. What are they on, dog? On the hunt for the bread. No wonder I brought the toaster, the gun, and then the toaster that you toast bread in. And then he said pop up, like the toaster popping up. Don't let your roll go cold or something like that. That's hard. That's a fire scheme.
It's a dirty game, but we don't smoke dust. I kicked up enough too much to cover it up, like an ugly bitch with a face all done up. What up? You never had one up on your big brother.
Hey, the rag top ain't had no power steering, so I had to fight for that lane.
12-gauge shot, he made you go potty. Keep the thing by me, you never know who made no karate. Full mind of your body frayed like pastrami.
Right now, Mach got more of the lyrical acrobatics, but Rock punching, dog, and he got the humor to go along with it.
Beat vagina leak, slide you like some KY grease. Y3's on the guy with the flyest feet. I will fly your meat for reasons X, Y, and Z.
Nah, that's lyrical acrobatics. Nah, dog. This parent is OD, dog. I said this is Miami Heat, Braun, and Wade energy. Look at this is the NBA. Y'all know how that Chris Paul to the Lakers trade got vetoed several years ago? Stern would have vetoed this parent. Lyricism is crazy, dog. Both from Mach and Rock. Almost every single syllable is rhyming. And then the effortless braggadocio and gun talk from both of them is sick. Mach had the more intricate lyricism, but Rock was just oozing charisma. I think he had a lot of standout lines. I think that toaster, bread, bread scheme that he had, and I think that was his second verse. I think that was the best set of lines on this whole song. Them boys out here rapping on a Desperado type beat. It had that Wild West flavor to it, a lot of texture to it. But I think the main thing that stood out to me was that really eerie organ. The beat was fine, but the rapping really carried. Fire song. This is POLITickle.
What? Pop a divine book, I took a page out. Now if you came from a
like
place
this
like Monkey
production.
Run, you have your guard up, you switch your blade out. It's unbecoming, not the harbor, indecision lay down. Never nothing, cause I'm a dog and I'ma stick to Greyhound.
I like the dog, Greyhound, the bus flip. The first couple of bars seem like he's reminiscing on growing up in New Jersey. It sounds like he's describing a real rough environment in a real cryptic way though.
I don't sing Helen's with water. Right. White phosphorus fell on civilians in Gaza. Chocolate dice squadron yelling epithets in the jogger. Niggas stressing I ain't meth in the coffers.
I don't know if he's describing places he's been to, because the Mount Helen just seemed random, and then he got the Gaza bar right there, which I think is a reference to drone strikes. I'm gonna see where you're going.
International monetary flow. I got a monkey on my back and it's a lot of heavy.
Hey, that nigga lost me, but this chorus sound fire.
International monetary flow. I got a monkey on my back and it's a rather heavy load.
The background vocals is sick.
Smarter than the fox, I'm top dog with corporate enterprise. Warping in the drive, I knock off some daughters in the lot. Crawfish in the crock, now siphon the I put the fork into the pot.
Bro, what is he
Popping on? The morsel in my mouth.
Oh my goodness, he got this 5-syllable rhyme scheme going on, but in, I think it was the second and third line, every single syllable in those two lines rhymed except for maybe, he might have had one syllable. I think he had an I sound in it that didn't rhyme with something specifically. I think I've heard more lines from Mach-Hommy where he rhymed every single syllable than every other rapper I ever heard combined. And then outside of Mach, the only two other artists who I can remember have done that is MF Doom a couple times and Elzai's done it a few times. What is this man on, dog?
Morsel in my crown, God gave me 32, I'm flossing my smile.
That's
I
fire.
already knew it was pork and now I'm out.
He got a little word association thing going right now. So he had a line where he said something like morsel in my mouth, and then he took that to describe his teeth. So it's like a stream of consciousness, one image after the other style of rapping right here. It's an abstract style. But apparently he was talking about eating something, and then he was talking about God gave him 32 teeth. Wait, that's how much teeth we got? That don't sound like a lot. And now he getting into some food line, which could be symbolism for something different. But we finna see.
You moistening my towel. Y'all can mean soy with hoisting when I'm swerving in my town.
He's still going with the eating imagery right here.
Or the Prince of Orleans style, about to murder my child.
I didn't catch all the connections, but it sounded like he was making a bunch of different political statements right here, also based on the context clues of the name. But the Gaza line in the first verse was definitely politically charged, and I think that last line about Velsberg from Port-au-Prince about to kill my child, New Orleans style, that gotta be a reference to the fact that abortion is illegal in New Orleans since that Supreme Court case. And then more of that stream of consciousness stuff, the Isaac bar is a reference to the story in the Bible where Abraham was going to sacrifice his son Isaac, but then God saved him in the last second. Sheesh, man, the song is a little bit too cryptic for me to be able to decipher all the content off this first listen. But man, just the combination of the lyricism, the production, the different beat changes and modulations, the chorus, everything was just mesmerizing. The whole song felt like an experience. And even though I'm not catching every single bar, the politically charged nature of the lyrics just make you feel something. And that's on top of these glimpses of witty word association when he goes this stream of consciousness style, rapping from topic to topic. I think the production on this song is particularly impressive because Mach-Hommy, on his major projects, he does an amazing job of switching up the production style, and this sounds unlike any other album. Maybe it sounds closest to a track on the GAT if you use your imagination, but that's a super lush melody with this bass line, and it sounds like some sort of oriental inspired wind instrument. And then after that second verse has that shift into that piano section of the beat, and then it completely changes in the outro to another set of keys. Like I said, the song is mesmerizing. This is SONJE. I like this bass line. Sound like that and dip this beat in some cocoa butter, dog. I love the soul and funk influence on it.
Best friends be paying all beyond my ends and saw each other motion. You can only multiply that when fucking over what you love for tokens. 40 pieces of silver, nothing gold and function clothes, and we gon' take the stitches out and stuff it full of double doses.
That's tough. Hey, I like when Mach-Hommy getting his Bible scholar bag. That's the opening lines he referenced, getting double crossed by your friend. But it sounds like the person he's rapping to, friend double crossed them and hired Mach to hit him up. But he said something to the effect of 40 pieces of silver and he'll basically shoot a dude. But the 40 pieces of silver is, I think, a really intentional reference to in the Bible, Jesus got betrayed for 30 pieces of silver. Like, we clearly don't use silver no more, so that's the only reason he would have made that reference if he was talking about the Bible. Well, we gotta use our thinking caps for this album.
Any more the words of failure, I need kulapo, people jostle trouble, sleep, young guy, wake up, I got to eat the apples, nothing. If you ain't paying nothing, better pay, don't get no debts. If you ain't weighing nothing, get a plate and hit on reps. If you say something, say it with your chest. If you ain't...
He talking to BBL Drizzy? Instead of hitting Brazil, hit the plates.
I'm not no local yoko, I flip you like a kush baggy out the mobile. Trailer parks with good fatties, got proposals.
We gotta put the flip you like bar counter up there. That's the first one.
Let them jokers right where they was acting hood ratty at the social jacking mobiles, packing max and back and axe my jacket global.
Yeah, every single syllable, dog. Every single one, bro. I'm telling you, dog, can't nobody match this pen.
Been through hell and back, I had to piss for crackers, crack for popo. When I'm at consistent, pass some tissue, pass some Nasanoko. While we roll this Amico and get it cracking Acapulco. I pour my...
Son, every single syllable, dog. It's not the same rhyme scheme from start to finish, but them last 6 lines, I'm pretty sure every single syllable rhymed. Y'all know the little videos where they be like rhymes or highlighted? That junk would be looking like a coloring book, dog. Or it'd be looking like the black side in segregation. It'd be no white in there, everything colored.
No prescription, man.
That was a bar.
The promo when I shoot my gift, I know my niggas spazzing out for Soto. Man, I do my shit, got all my pictures plastered at your dojo. You knew my shit with all my...
Bruh, come on, man. I feel like I talk about rhyme schemes a lot, but basically the gist of it, man, is rhyming 1 syllable is not hard. Rhyming 2 syllables, okay, you're getting somewhere. 3 syllables, you're a lyricist. 4 syllables, you're doing something. 5 syllables, Doom would approve. This nigga just had a 14-syllable rhyme scheme, dog. What are we talking about, dog? This is just not regular. Nah, dog, that ain't regular. That ain't regular at all, bro. First of all, beat was crazy. And the contrast of those super bright keys with that bass line, the funk influence just oozing all off of it. Then you got Georgia Ann Muldrow's background vocals bringing everything together. That first verse was tough, but that second verse, dog, that's a I am the best rapper on the planet type verse. It was all pretty straightforward on Mach standards now. Rapping about mainly how well-traveled he is and how cultured he is. But son, what he was doing lyrically was just ridiculous. I know that how rare it is for somebody to rap every single syllable like that, and he just did it in multiple different ways, multiple different rhyme schemes there. Like, I can't express to you how different and how difficult that is. Like, come on, bro. We talking about rhyming words versus rhyming in full sentences. I think that song is nuts. Lyrically, that's one of the best songs I've ever heard from him. This is PADON. I heard this sample before. I think it's a wrong street track. I might be tripping. Matter of fact, it was another Saddle Gold beat, now that I think about it.
Flip you on the track like Tyshawn Jones, pardon. Since you wanted raps, I got
nigga, oh my goodness, bro. Woo. Bro. Oh my goodness. Nah, that ain't regular, dog. Flip you on the track, that's one of his signature flip you bars. Instead of talking about shooting folks, he just talking about flipping them lyrically. But Tyshawn Jones is the skateboarder who did I think he did like a tray flip, some kind of skateboarding flip over one of the subway tracks. Son, that's crazy.
Flip you on the track like Tyshawn Jones, pardon. Since you wanted raps, I got some raw codes, oh Lord.
What? Bro, what is... How? Yo, I really don't have words, so I literally don't get how he's doing this, bro. Like, bro, if anybody can find me one instance in any rap song besides MF Doom, and I'll even give it to you if you know the Elzai song where he do it. If you can find one instance where somebody rap every single syllable that's not Mach-Hommy, I will cash app you right now. I won't cash app you a lot now, but I will cash app you right now. I'm telling you, dog, nobody is this good. Like, he rhymed the whole phrase, flip you on the track like Tyshawn Jones. It's a slanted rhyme, but he rhymed the whole thing.
God knows it's nobody's business when you have to mention John Doe's. Headlights dimming, but the passengers is wild woke. Red nose piss is not a factor, it's a caviar Jeep. New interiors and brush spokes out in Paris this June. Serious as gun smoke.
A bunch of different car imagery right there, and a bunch of niggas in them cars. Sound like they staking somebody out, but I like the imagery there.
Been to hell and back with felons that finesse. I'm with my gremlins. I was peeling cats for Kimbers. I was injured. sometimes.
Stake out for sure.
I said I bet I get back, send it out.
Why he got crazy round schemes on the chorus?
Pull the mask down like Slipknot. Sold the pistol with the rifle
like
in
that.
the quick slot. Look like I robbed Ben 10 for his wristwatch. My shit sparkling like alien next. Knock his King James, freeze frame, right brass, breathe flame, bring pain.
Come on, Fahim.
Each game. Don't be fucking
Had
around.
2-syllable back-to-back rhyme scheme, bro, and his flow been good. Nah, bro, this album is some gas. Yo, Sado Gold has really out-of-the-box production in general, but I think this is unique even on his standards. I thought from just that organ sound that I heard a sample like that before, but after hearing the rest of the beat, I don't think so. I don't remember hearing nothing like that. You had the little organs in the background, but then you had a completely different piano right under that and the subtle drums. That open and flip you like bar, crazy. I already talked about the whole rapping every syllable thing. At this rate, I'm probably gonna have to talk about it some more later in this album too. Both Fahim and Mach-Hommy was on theme music to a drive-by type timing. Two really vivid verses. I obviously like Mach-Hommy's more, but man, as somebody who's been super critical of Fahim, like, I can't deny this man has been improving steadily. I think on 90% of Mach-Hommy projects, he's a liability. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that. I don't care, but he's had some good showings both in his solo projects, but definitely on Mach projects. This feature, he was really good on Dollar Menu 4. He was really good on Duck Season 2. I feel like I'm butchering that name, Tiger Style, but good round schemes from him, good flows, because I feel like his flows can get choppy from time to time, but they were buttery here. And then that last little 2-syllable round scheme, that was tough, man. Love him switching up his flow midway through. He punched a little bit too. That album's 4 for 4 so far, 5 for 5 if you know Haitian Creole. This is Empty Spaces with Drew. It's challenge day type beat.
Fuck nigga thought he was a Billy Goat. Mach-Hommy is the Ibex. I'm on hilly slopes. I want silly smoke. You niggas shooting more silly string. You like a little sliver on your shine really sheen.
Man, do y'all hear these horns? They distorted to the fact where they don't really sound like horns, but man, another creative beat.
You hit boom, he fly any king. I'm flying bitches on their own dime. You trying to spit the way I spit time. Ribbons at the wrong time. I keep the moisturizer like lustrous pink. Fuck a blink. Yeah, what's up, Papa God? What's the link? Zotanica.com. Investors pack 7K. Damn, it's December and May.
Yeah, he talking that business talk right there. I know he making a grip off these physical copies. Look, until this channel blow up, if Mach-Hommy drop a project and it's not on streaming, I'm gonna have to blackbeard that thing, dog. That thing is getting pirated.
Like Sky Storm.
I'm on my Captain Hook.
You know he geeked up behind the glasses like Sky Storch. Fucking kept playing with that acid and got scarred. On the Van Wick, crashing your dry Porsche. Already know what happens when you clash with the top boss. Get 'em witching down with rituals and mad voodoo. Infections all through your cuticles and bad juju.
Yo, Drew ain't rap like this in a minute, in my opinion. He rapid fire back-to-back 3-syllable rhyme scheme. He rapping almost every syllable too. Mach rubbing off on folks.
Cash buku.
He's a positive influence.
The whole kit and caboodle. Motherfuckers be having that dog in them, but it's a poodle. Well, motherfuckers be having that dog in them, but it's another dog raping them on 2 legs. Homo sapien.
Is he talking about Meat Mill and P. Diddy?
Soon to pack whole stadiums. We're both like Prince. I'm more Purple Rain, you Arabian.
Man, we got a lot of album to go, but this already feel like something that underground rap needed a lot. The minimalist drumless sound is getting a little oversaturated. People are using the same set of pianos. A lot of people who driven the sound. Let me be more clearer. The 3 niggas in Griselda are having an identity crisis, and this is a really fresh take on that. We'll just call it the Griselda sound. So many unique sounding beats that still have that minimalist vibe, even though the beats themselves are pretty textured. I couldn't tell what instrument it was, but it had so many effects on it that it really sounded like synths, and I thought it was a really dope sound. Mach did his numbers on this one. He ain't messed with a verse yet, and then Drew had a fire feature. Most of the time when they collab, it's dope, but normally it's because Mach has his really crafty lyricism, and Drew's typically not quite the lyricist, but he makes up for it with punches. But man, his lyricism was up to par. I mean, his lyricism in general is good in a vacuum, but normally anyone who gets on the track with Mach gets out-rapped from a technical perspective, but Drew came with it with the rhyme schemes. He still had his punches in there. I like the humor he had in there with they got dog in them, but it's a poodle. The album sounded like one of the ones so far. This is SUR LE PONT d'Avignon. Come on, man. I don't even know if that's right. You just gotta say it with confidence. So much texture. They got xylophones in here. Some horns, a bass line.
My emporium, consortium, been sliding with accordions all around the village. Show auditorium, according to order, volunteering, warding off the spy surveillance, quarter water hotness, searing. Toblerone for all my toys, showed them how to share it.
That's crazy. Bro, he's cooking. Love this imagery of the streets he grew up in, and this is an 8-syllable rhyme scheme right here. Dog, we can do a whole 20-minute video on just one of these verses.
Ain't riding in no regular John, had C in there. You will be in there, 999 million there. Nice and sweet. That's not liquid.
Yeah, if he got a couple of them Gap vinyls laying around somewhere, he probably is worth about a B.
Slow down, Bob. Know you gotta promote a nigga chin. My fatty flowing broner. They got the blower and the dance. Stop at he rubbing shoulders with all the jokers in the deck. Locusts in the test. 80,000 careless Ethiopians in debt.
All right, I think that's a really solid song that could get a little bit better if I do a little bit more research into that second verse. Ton of Mach just lyrically painting scenes. It was a scene of his upbringing and that street lifestyle he was a part of in that first verse. That second verse, I did a quick search on what the name of this title means, and it's a French nursery rhyme about dancing. If I'm tracking correctly, it sounded like that second verse he was describing some rich people bars. I'm presuming something Haitian related, where it was a whole bunch of political figures and other rich folks around him. It kind of gave me a little shades of the song 3 off of the Gap, where Mach was describing himself in these rich environments, but it was still the same Mach who was from Valesburg. So when he was describing that, he still got a blower on him while he's describing this scenery. This whole album in general is giving me a lot of shades of the Gap, which is a really good thing because I think that album is, you gotta be something of all time. Smooth, mellow beat from Conductor that did have a lot of texture to it. The pianos especially was a vibe. I rock with that one. This is XEROX CLAT.
I said, okay, in 100 years, Haiti will be better. How? The same niggas are being born every day. How?
It's just into their own hands and being manipulated by a handful of businessmen in a room somewhere.
Yeah,
You know
so what they're rapping about now, I think I was on point with that second verse in the last song.
Avaricious, hyper-capitalistic aims.
That's tough, man. It's dope to hear two dudes who are tied to the situation talk about it. And that beat is sick. I love them strings. I like that interlude a lot. This is Gorgon Zolan. Come on, dog. I'm heating up with the pronunciations, dog. I'm cooking right now.
Fabulous on the stove top, in case you know not, no problem. I got your indicator low now, you was
Back to
gassing,
back,
now you not about to
two-syllable.
demonstrate a blowout. Like Foxy Brown before Fern
I like
Fiascos
that.
with my toll, I want my Gorgon.
As somebody with a young kid, I appreciate that line. They gas you, now you about to have a blowout. Like the whole beat finna blow out, but then it's a double entendre. This part kind of nasty. Gas, passing gas, and then a blowout is when the poop escaped the diaper.
Ladders in my truck, you doing business with the crew chief. Who me? I'm nobody, nigga, get your goofy.
I could be reaching right here, but the ladders in the trunk, you doing business with a crew chief. That could be a firefighter reference. How they had the ladders on the truck and then the ladders, the 30 extendo clip or magazine for the gun nerds. Cause you know how the fire department's got chiefs.
Nigga, get your goofy. Ass out of my face quicker than a two-piece. Back when Pathfinders was making niggas get the coochie. I told Rudy I was the
God dang, when was that time period? For a Pathfinder, that ain't even gold digging, dog. That's like bronze digging. That might be plastic digging.
richest ever Haitian, going through the stages. Evaporation, I disappear and come back like payments, not the one to play with.
I love when we get these songs from Mox where it's not stream of consciousness rapping, where he has this one central theme. This is another really vivid portrayal of his, I believe, Valesburg upbringing. I say I believe because it's hard to tell how long he spent in Haiti versus how long he spent in New Jersey growing up. But basically describing him hustling, ready to go to war. I think that disappear and come back was a reference to that prison bid or jail bid, whichever one that he did. I like the contrast of that slow methodical beat with his, I wouldn't say it's super fast paced, but relatively urgent delivery. It's short, but I rock with it. This is the Serpent and the Rainbow. I got a soft spot for Sadu Gold's producer tag because they don't even say nothing. They don't say his name. It's just that super eerie sound effect.
Irish Moss, they call her Irish Moss. Stick it in a mark in this book of records in a bra. Send them in the store, sipping through the precedence and all. Finish in the car, started in the movie theater. I keep my testicles exquisite, of course. That's why my movie near. Souvenir Chanel number 5 on her bustier.
Hey, Mach really be getting his R&B bag. You don't be rhythm and blues though. It be rapping and blues.
The drinks waste, not a drop. Scott Moose be wearing all his mixtapes on a
love the
not a
imagery,
groovy mirror,
dog.
colder than the polar bears, 12 chop, suey share. Fucking on the same little dot blocks, Lucy.
Nah, Mach getting comfortable on this album. He flashing the humor too. He had the thick as the Guinness line earlier, and then he had the cold as a polar bear twat line right there. he pulled out the vocals. Y'all said R&B was dead.
My prayer strong, you say it, look a prayer, you get from where from. I'm playing Paul players, you can't come, here come.
Yo, I love this cadence that he get into right here. He actually uses it quite a bit where he'll end a bar with a 2-syllable rhyme scheme and then use it at the very beginning of the first one. But he has a particular cadence that he gets to when he does it. It kind of accents his flow and give it this stop-start feel.
These niggas fucking up the pass route suddenly. I grip the on the cash cow luxury. You punk motherfuckers don't cash out.
I like the creativity in the brass right there. He wasn't doing nothing but bragging about his money, but starting with that, I taking the cash cow by the others line or whatever he said. Bro is really great at finding some of the most poetic ways to say what he has to say. And now sometimes it can be annoying because it makes what he's rapping about more complex, but he's pulling it off perfectly on this album so far. I'm liking the variety and the content from Mach. I also like how he's honing in on particular topics here, where he's had a couple of verses that honed in specifically on his upbringing. Then he had that verse that described that political dance in Haiti. I think there's a pattern with Mach where his projects, his bigger projects, a Pray for Haiti or a Belin's Cho, they'll have more of a straightforward focus. He still has his complexities, but it's not as complex as his joints that drop specifically for investors, the joints that's not on streaming. And it seems like here he's settling into that. On the first half of the album, it seemed like he was a little bit more stream of consciousness. He weaved in and out between topic to topic with no really rhyme or reason, which does make it harder to follow. So like I said, I like the narrative focus. The album's kind of slowing down in pace a little bit, not necessarily to a fault, but I do love a few of the more out of the box beats on the beginning of the album more than maybe the last two beats. A real slight complaint there. I still think it's a good beat. This is Copy Cold.
I know I'll cross the finish, my energy half past the limit. No gimmick grimace, I'm dealing these packs, master image. I think I'm winning, the kid in me smash cats for living.
This rhyme scheme is crazy. It's almost every syllable here too.
You know, winning, my friend and me glad rap the business. Witness my melody, hashtag suspicious. Some niggas racing a sentence. Tennis shoes cheaper than interviews when you half-fast. Remember, half-fast beginner, ain't no love in the inner way. The fuck you might shiver.
That's fire. All those are basically metaphors for snitching. The racing a sentence and then tennis shoes is cheaper than an interview. Basically saying dudes is taking the easy way out, snitching their way out as opposed to doing their bid or fighting their case.
Okay. It's okay.
Look, y'all know I've been a black supremacist who image lacks a blemish and still in that I don't really interact when.
Come on, dog. They rapping too good to get through the video, dog. This is a 6-syllable rhyme scheme that he's using back to back. Now, I think we all but confirmed that Black Thought is an alien. He one of them aliens that exists amongst you that Under 3000 was talking about on the Quimini.
The business ain't really that stupendous. A lot of cats be having them silly rap agendas. I'm getting that. Pretenders, y'all lily ass. It's timid and really trash. Your minutes is fully
He's
past.
still
the limit,
going.
I'm in my back. They probably
Yo, and this is the same rhyme scheme that Mach-Hommy started with. I just noticed that. Bro, these dudes is different, dog. So you can see just how much effort they put into this album with these features. Everybody has really stepped it up so far.
decomposed bodies is found inside buildings when that odd feeling blowing the wind like Bob Dylan. Saw my mom's giving a Philly.
I like that Bob Dylan line.
The loss of my personal catalytic converter had me off.
And that catalytic converter ain't that important. The environment will be all right.
The converter had me off. Intermittently parasitic. I heard a lot of history of killers that got acquitted for murder.
We need Young Thug to be next.
I'm stronger than you.
Just kidding. He's innocent. It's all raps.
Story is too familiar.
Free him for real though.
I can see you wishing for closing now. Next time you hear grown folks talking, close your mouth.
Yo, you love to see it when a dream parent is as good in practice as it is on paper. Two of the best rappers on the planet flexing their pen with a cohesive focus content-wise. The song is nuts, dog. You basically had Mach and Black Thought talking about the betrayal, the can't trust, the fakeness. Black Thought's verse was more so within the context of the industry, the rap game, and then Mach's was more so centered around people in his upbringing. But I thought both of them did in a masterful way. The lyrical acrobatics, full display for both of them. And then I like this beat a lot. The keys sound great. And I think it's really impressive that this album has so many different producers, but it sounds super cohesive. Most of these beats have pianos and it's really easy for production to get stale when you're using the same instrument from song to song, but it's so out of the box. There's such a different vibe with each song that one, it just sounds good sonically, and then two, it gives such a cohesive listening experience. Fire song. This is the title track. See, this is another example of why he's able to use pianos on everything, but everything doesn't sound the same. These are keys here, but it's more of that analog sound. And it has this wobbly effect to it too.
Certain type of nigga outside making mounds out of molehills, laying niggas down like $1,000 soul and laying niggas down like I keep a Smith with me, get with me, we gon' talk
like that. I like both those lay nigga down flips, the Swiss Miss and the sew-in one.
What you want? 100 billion in the split, could we show up at a dealer with $1 million in equity money long? I had a feeling it was meant for
nah, this song was vibe for real, dog.
Creep like Lamborghini. I pick something off like eeny meeny. Cover up my face, burn down.
That's pretty cool. Eeny meeny line. I ain't a fan of Greedo's vocals though. It should have been Mach. You know what? He put Greedo in there so he could get that eeny meeny line off. Hey, and Mach wrote that. He was like, man, I can't say this. That Greedo probably can. God dang. No, that flow is sick. It's fire. Son, the rhyme scheme is super complex. The flow is amazing. And then he's actually talking, dog. Basically, he was saying he came from nothing, but he has this elegant way of explaining that. Bro, this man is on something. Rags to riches. Come on, dog. That verse is crazy. That verse is crazy. Bro, that song is a vibe. I love that song, and dog, I love the sequence of when they placed it, because the content matter of the last couple of songs got a little dark, especially when you toss in the skits and what's going on in Haiti right now. Then you had the pace of the album slowing down and it picks back up. It's more bouncy song. The song really a bop, but then you just get more and more wizardry from Mach-Hommy. The song really embodies the name of it. The first verse, he was basically rapping from the mindset of trying to get rich, and it seemed like a large part of it, he was talking to a particular girl who was with him at the bottom. And then the second verse was basically his rags to riches. He started talking about where he grew up in and moved to the riches that he has, but the flow that he did it with, sick. Only thing I didn't really like, I don't hate the chorus at all, but Greedo vocals just don't do it for me. I like, come on, bro. Like, let's be real. When you sing that chorus, does it sound better than Greedo? It might, depending on your voice. I think Greedo's crooning is annoying. I think Mach could have did that himself. I guess he had to get that eeny meeny line off though. This is line. This a beat that charmed the snakes that double crossed them in the last song when they was talking about snitching.
I'm flying for both us. You only getting older. Yo, go ahead and sign that non-disclosure. You still drinking focus. She proud of that cabana, that's a vulture. I ride with my Madonna having culture. Man, told brochures, I got a minus mad explosive. These crackers waste my time, I got a...
I did not expect the drums to come in, but they fit this beat well.
I walked a straight line every time they had my ride up at the shoulder. I had my done that had it started raining Dawson Castle that was golden. I made it on the map without a token. I'm not your token nigger boy rap, I'm a charming ass composer. I shit it in my palm and that was closure.
Once again, I like when we get the locked in lyrical focus from Mach. He rapping about him attaining that luxury status that he got right now, but he rejected the industry to do it. I like some of the little slick bars he had in there. That it's raining cats and dogs and it was golden, which is the crude little reference in there. That he ain't gonna be your token line. That's good writing.
Speaking of fruit, the garden state got a green thumb. It's easy to juice a lot of grapes, but it's harder just to eat one. Your discipline is guarded on the heat, huh? Every time you take a sip of water, you just swallow all the meat done.
Bro gonna come out with a Mach-Hommy nutrition plan.
Like,
hey, and you know it's gonna cost $1,000 too.
She get the mix it harder with the $1,000, gotta sign a prenup, and then you tell your honor I'm a genius.
This
I had
is
to
six
whip
syllable
mom
rhyme
on
scheme.
Wakanda, I don't gotta ride in Beamers, unless I'm getting caught in Alapina. I treat him, ain't no rhyme or reason how I got a crown up out the king.
Yeah, it's a 6-syllable rhyme scheme. He's using the rhyme part of it as an internal rhyme scheme.
I had to drill it deep way before you seen the crevice. Ass better said I was drilling for oil in the desert.
Yo, still mesmerized by the production on this album. You had that flute or clarinet. I can't tell the difference between wind instruments. And then they had this really low register. I think it was keys, but it could have been a guitar that was sort of in the background that added texture to the beat. They had another sound wobbling mostly in your left ear if you listen to it with headphones. The song was a vibe, and then the lyricism hasn't stepped down slightly. And he's doing this while doubling down on his luxury status and his rejection of the industry. And then the crazy part is there's definitely points on this album where you need multiple listens in order for the lyrics to really seep in. But already on one listen, this is getting, we close to classic status. This album has very few flaws. This is PARFUMS. That one got me. I had to do multiple takes on that one. I ain't even gonna hold you. We hitting like 4 for 5 though.
Yeah, we should get me net jelly. You can't say net. We should get me net jelly. Maybe we should get fun.
Yeah, I don't really know what they're talking about, but I 100% agree. This is same 24. Oh, the finance, bro. bros, the crypto bros, LLC bros, they gonna love this one. Get your money up, not your funny up time. Oh, them R&B drums, the pianos, the vocals. Yo, this beat sound amazing. This beat sound majestic, dog. This is like if you could have a grown and sexy party on a cloud.
I threw a tissue at the vigil. Here go my grievance smudging with the stick and patting trickles. I'm on my fecal fronting in a flick. If that's official, then I'm on my leisure hunting for Pacific crab and crystal. I'm fishing at the ripples.
Yo, that is diabolical. Yo, if he's saying what I think he's saying, he talking about throwing a roll of tissue like the face individual. I could be misconstruing something, but I don't think I am. And he doing it over a beat that sounds like elevator music to heaven.
This cataclysmic have potential. If the drag coefficient hasn't risen, then that's a missile. It's a bag on that nigga hat, cause that nigga having
this
issues.
is crazy.
The missus had a minstrel, so they licking at her nipples. Isn't
bro, what is he on, dog? I was not expecting this with how this beat sounded. But these bars about putting money on somebody's head and straight up walking them down, dog. And then this last bar, I could be over analyzing it, but I think he calling the dude's girl a female dog, cause that bar, she on her menstrual, so we licking at her nipples. I ain't a dog expert with when my dog had her ovaries. When she was on her period, she would like lick her nipples, but that's a double entendre for licking, shooting at her chest. Like I said, I could be reaching, but I don't think so. And if that's what it meant, he might need to talk to somebody.
make a million while they staring at the ceiling, acting mental. Make a killing while they stare in the mirror and practice dimples. They scratching pimples. Niggas don't be having mad potential.
We got the same 24 hours in a day. Same 60 minutes in an hour. What's the play? Too busy mixing.
I think this is the worst written chorus on here.
Sour plus the
It do sound good sonically though.
You can't tell me what you'll never do unless your money long and you live entitled like you never knew. My nigga Stoop know the truth, but see he never move. All day he getting high like he could never lose.
Hey, that song threw me for a loop, dog. That beat is straight up heavenly, but Mach was on some different time on them opening bars. Them lines to start the song was grimy. Now, I didn't really see the connection, but the song did take a huge turn where it went from talking about a vigil and running down on somebody to Mach and Big Chico too becoming the lyrical version of the Everest Man. They was on that get off the couch and do something with your life type timing. I ain't gonna lie, I prefer the negativity over the positivity. I ain't gonna hold you. And Big Chico, congrats. Worst verse on the album, somebody had to have it. One too many options, everybody else was spazzing, and Fahim came with a great verse. Look, the verse ain't horrible in a vacuum, but if you compare it to all the 10 out of 10 amazing, some of the greatest displays of lyricism I ever seen in my life, type bars to Big Chico, it feel like going from watching Game of Thrones to watching Power Rangers. I do like the fact that he kept his verse consistent with the lyrical topic of the song, and I don't necessarily hate his verse, but it is what it is. I still think it's a tough song carried by Mach's verse and that beat. This is Guggenheim June.
Your man is way too confident. He don't really got it in just because the gang fucking with him don't mean squat if it's no miles on the photo. That 4x4 is for the photo. He never took it all, bro. He for the popo. Don't nobody.
I like them lines. I don't know who he talking about, but he talking about somebody in the industry and saying his actual life don't reflect what he be rapping about. Oddly sounds like Drake. Basically saying the forerunner that he got was just for show. He never actually took it off the road, which a lot of black people do, but that was just symbolic for, you know, actually taking it out of what he portraying in his real life.
None of my beeswax, you right. I'm pouring rummers for the she-man shimmering in the night. I'm swimming in the light, we be there, sitting in the right.
Yo, Sadu Gold got this one particular kick. This kick right here. It's like one of his signatures, and it sounds sick.
I mean, smiling at Jamaica, I spearheading my kind with more lines than the comet in the sky. You had to pay us.
This kind of reparation right here.
Piece of cord, Lord. I got the piece in the accord. Squeezing in your door. Now you even vegan in your thoughts. Ain't nobody thinking about tweaking. You sweeten in the sauce.
That's hard. Yo, Mach-Hommy bars when he decide to shoot people be crazy. Ain't no peace accord, ain't no peace treaty. It's a peace in this accord, gun in this accord. And then to shoot you in your head, you even vegan in your thoughts, basically saying you're a vegetable. That's hard.
Ain't nobody thinking about tweaking. You sweeten in the sauce.
It's Teakin internal rhyme scheme right here. And then he got a vegan in your thoughts 5-syllable rhyme scheme at the end of it.
Is on the shore, moonwalk with sneakers on the wall. Hit receiving with my bleach and wipe my fingers off the cord. No time for rapping keys. I got my English in the jar. Lightning in the rod, heisting with the bison in the bars.
I'm telling you, dog, it's very few blemishes on this album. More insane rapping, especially in that second verse where he took that rhyme scheme from start to finish. And the rhyme scheme itself was insane. It was absurd. Almost every single syllable rap, he would have like one syllable, 1 or 2 syllables per line that wasn't part of a rhyme scheme, which is just incredible. I like them opening lines on the second verse too, the piece in the accord and the vegan in your thoughts lines. The beat had one of the most creative uses of a vocal sample I can think of. It pitched up and added effects to that vocal samples to the point where when it was playing with the rest of the melody, it was almost unintelligible what that was making that sound. You know, I don't understand how Mach-Hommy think of this stuff, but I feel like I got a good idea how Sadu Gold be thinking this stuff. I'm pretty sure it's from hard drug use, right? Because ain't no other way. Let's close this thing out with Holy.
The let's crowbar the gate all the way. I hope the gatekeeper on the braid. This the kind of place where open cases keep your mom away.
I like that imagery, basically saying they couldn't gatekeep him away. He had a crowbar to break into the gate.
Got the livest nation on the face, increasing all the faith. Hangers on at the after party, reaching for a conversation, was geeking off for yay. My beautiful dark twisted fantasy was a fetus on the tray. I was chief reporter, receiving all the freight.
God dang, that ended dark. He had this scheme going on where he had a Live Nation flip who's works with pretty much all the big labels. And then he talked about being at some award show or whatever and mentioning seeing Kanye there. But then he said his beautiful dark twisted fantasy was a fetus on a tray, which my beautiful dark twisted fantasy was like 90% about sex and hedonism. So he's either referring to either abortion or miscarriage. That's dark.
Praise the Lord and pass the ammo. These people having candles and I'm thinking about some pasta I can eat beside the can. Praise the Lord. Mach-Hommy conversation, Carter Haitian with the Pradas, America's cups pacing in the plaza. You never sent the invitation to the gala. You wasting niggas crying. It's a lot of frustration in his armor. Niggas keep stinking. We could do Jersey, everything murky. Let it ring, Glock 17, lean perky.
Alright, that song's cool, but it's probably my least favorite song on here. The beat's good enough, different vibe from pretty much every other song on here with more of the gospel influence. I don't think it's inspired or as creative as a lot of beats on here. Lyrics are good too. I think just most of the other verses on here were a little bit better. I ain't gonna lie, the vibe of the song was kind of like it should have been the outro song to a 90s hood movie. Like the song that come on right before the credits when they start telling you what happened to all the main characters. I feel like it just had a video we see Mach-Hommy went on to become Prime Minister of Haiti. Conductor Williams went on to win 3 Grammys with BBL Drizzy. So the song was cool, it wasn't a standout. But overall, this album as a whole, I don't know, man. I feel like I pointed to the stands and hit a home run with my intro. Look, we can get straight to it. This album is album of the year so far, and it's probably gonna stay that way till December. Lyrically, this felt like a 47-minute dissertation on why Mach-Hommy is the best rapper on the planet. If I would have took the time to point out all the intricacies with the rhyme scheme and all the poetic devices, this video could have been twice as long, but I just can't overstate how not regular the rapper was on here. Like there was points on this album where he get through half the verse with every single syllable rhyming. Then on top of that, he had a lot of dope imagery, storytelling. The lyrical focus was on point. From a writer's perspective, you get through the whole album and it felt like not a single word was wasted, not even a single syllable was wasted. But beyond just good writing, you could tell Mach did everything in his power to try to craft a masterpiece with this one. The production felt like a breath of fresh air in this neo-mafioso lane in hip-hop, this East Coast influence style of rap. Because honestly, this sound's been polluted with a lot of same sounding minimal beats. That wasn't the case here at all. Then the production was cohesive, the sequencing was amazing. It really felt like a great album, not just a great collection of songs. I say the features on here were generally pretty sick. Black Thought and Rock Marcy, they lived up to the billing. I think most of the featured vocalists improved the soundscape of their respective songs. Now, if I had to nitpick a couple flaws, I will say a couple of the features ain't really hit for me. I think Big Chico was outmatched given the lyricism on this album. I also probably could have did without the Greedo chorus as well. Then another subtle critique, while off first listen, I would say this album is better than Pray for Haiti, just by a smidge. I think this album was super consistent, but I could have used a couple of spice in it, whether that would be from a crazy one-liner, a really high energy beat, or a feature that really changed the pace of the album. I feel like Pray for Haiti had those moments, even though it wasn't as consistent. It had several bar of the year contenders. It had some high energy songs like Rami when he went back and forth with Westside Gun. And I don't know if we quite have change of pace, standout moments like that. Or even if you compare it to the GAT, which I think this album had a lot of similarities to, you have a song like 8 from the GAT that was a complete change of pace. But don't get it twisted, those are small critiques in the grand scheme of things. I think there's another stellar addition in what's already a ridiculous discography. I put this probably a notch behind his best album, which is the GAT, but I think this go toe to toe with every other album in his discography. It's definitely got the vibes of an album that can improve after several listens as you start to digest the lyrics. But even on the first listen, I think we witnessed something really special. This is somewhere in the 9.25 out of 10 range, in my opinion. Hey, I mentioned the GAT several times in this video. If you want to check out my review of that, click here or check out this video right here.